And we're back here live at Diamond City. I looked on the terminal in the vault and there really wasn't anything really interesting. It just described basically whether or not the experiments were a failure or success. There's really nothing interesting. Anyways, here's my Exo Power Armor. I call my Mandalorian Power Armor. Nice jump jet. Fully upgraded. And I'm gonna need it because we are ready to go tackle Automatron. So we got a little bit of ways to go. Let's check the old data, see the mission. I'm almost tempted to do that too. Let me see, Mechanical Menace. Alright. So we gotta go from here to... Oh, we gotta listen to the distress frequency.
This is an emergency broadcast. Our caravan's under attack by hostile robots and needs some serious help. We're just east of Watts Consumer Electronics. Anyone in the vicinity can come help. Now's the time. Ada, loop this message.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there we go. Let's shut that down. Okay, so we gotta go from here to all the way over there. Alright, not so bad. I'm thinking we'll take the bridge over, cut through here, past College Square. We'll take the back roads to get to there. Less traffic. So I figure I'd take this time to give my impressions on the Vault-Tec Workshop. Maybe talk just a little bit about the Workshop DLC as a whole, because a lot of people were very pissed and disappointed by what we got. I myself was not too disappointed with the workshops, though I can see where a lot of people are coming from. Mainly, when it comes to Fallout DLC, I loved Fallout 3 and New Vegas' DLC. They were just phenomenal. Each one gave you a new place. A lot of people call it vacation DLC, you know, because you get bored of the typical wasteland wherever you're at, and they give you these nice little vacation spots to go to. With Fallout 4, we've only got one. And I can see why people are mad at that, because we don't get that vacation destination that we like. I mean, with Fallout 3 alone, we had 5 bits of DLC. Each one gave us a new spot, except for Operation Anchorage, but Operation Anchorage delivered a very unique environment all in itself. So it did, to a point. And out of all of them, it's the most disliked DLC. So I think with this one, though, Bethesda was experimenting with the workshop system. The workshop system's brand new, and really with this whole game, it just reeks of experimenting. Because, I mean, the settlement system's new, the voice protagonist, that was weird. The voice protagonist, I mean, this one sort of, they tried to reinvent the wheel just a little bit, and it didn't work completely. While I like the settlement system, I don't like the voice protagonist, and I think that the contraptions in the Wasteland Workshop could have been a lot better. And I figure I'll just talk about what I would have done different with each one. With the Wasteland Workshop, really, what they give you is a new generator, which probably was going to be in the regular game, but for one reason or another didn't end up in the final game. It gave you a bunch of the decontamination arch, which I think was another thing that was meant to be in the original, and garden plots, which I'm certain was supposed to be in the original, because here we go. Use my nice flaming shotgun. I finally got a good shotgun that shoots fire. Anyways, I just think that they probably had original ideas for the settlements and they took them out for time, or who knows why. I mean, sometimes stuff just gets cut because they didn't think anybody would want it. So I think the first workshop and the second one, they threw them in to see reactions. It's all they're just testing, more or less. And while I liked the first workshop, I think what they could have done with it was one of the things that got cut for sure was Battle Zone. It was supposed to be an arena, like in Oblivion or the Pit DLC. We were supposed to have some place where we could go and do, little pit matches against either. Man, it's lagging bad today. Against matches up against creatures and people, like the Pit or the Thorn. And it got cut for time. They found audio files about it. I mean, it just got cut for time. And I really was hoping that this DLC would have maybe brought back the Combat Zone or something like the Combat Zone. Instead, we got this mishmash of just random stuff. You could build an arena, you could capture creatures. I mean, it worked in some areas and it failed in other areas. What they should have done was bring the Combat Zone back, have the guy explain that, it needs to be repaired, or they need new venues, and have you go out and hunt for creatures. And that would have given you access to the creature cages. I think they should have introduced it slowly instead of what we got. Okay, there's something else around here. I can hear them. Oh. And it would have at least given you maybe 2-3 hours, maybe some Radiant quests, which I know a lot of people don't like the Radiant quests, but hey, they net caps and they take you to other places. So it would have been a good way of doing that. And contraptions, I don't know what the hell they were thinking with contraptions, because contraptions had, well, to start with, you got the weapon racks and displays, which you should have had to begin with. I think those should have been in the vanilla game from day one. We had something like that with Skyrim. It should have been in Fallout 4 from the very start. Bethesda knows we like to display stuff. They should have made it easier for us to do that. We also got the armor racks, which once again was in the other game. So I don't know what they were thinking. Alright, I guess we're here. Something's got automatic fire. I want to survey the spot before we... Oh, we're stuck in it. I guess I can get into robots a tiny bit. Especially these newer ones. You really gotta watch out. Come on, Daddy. Come on. And you definitely want to collect as much junk as you can get. Oh, sorry. That's why I don't like that targeting HUD. And you really want to sort of collect everything off these bots. It's good junk. Plus you get robot repair kits, which you can build them, but might as well just take them off the other ones. I tend to raid all the robots.
My friends, where are you going? My friends did not survive the attack. Thank you for assisting. I was certain to meet my end here as well.
Are you okay?
Thanks to your timing, my diagnostics show only superficial damage. I wish I could say the same for my late friends.
sorry for your loss.
My name is Ada. This was the third time we've been attacked by robots like these. Even with the weapon and detection upgrades Jackson gave me, I was unable to defend them.
Tell me about these robots.
They roam the Commonwealth and claim to be restoring order. We've seen them fighting raiders, but they've also attacked innocents, settlers, merchants, and caravans like ours. We knew we ran the risk of encountering more of these hostile robots if we stayed in the Commonwealth. If only we had made the decision to leave.
You couldn't have known something like this would happen.
The probability of attack was high. I should have forced our departure. In recompense, I will seek justice for my friends and stop these robots from causing further harm. It's time to uncover the source and confront their leader, the Mechanist.
You'll need help if you want to succeed.
I'm aware of this. You have shown willingness to aid others. I ask that you please assist me in stopping this Mechanist. In return, I can give you the schematics to build your own robot workbench, so you have additional resources in this undertaking.
Sounds good.
You want revenge, don't you?
I wish to prevent these Mechanist robots from destroying further innocent lives. Now, we last saw a group of the Mechanist robots at the General Atomics factory. You may find information there that will lead us to the Mechanist. I will follow and assist with your permission.
Yeah, I'll bring her along for this one.
Yeah, let's go, Ada.
General Atomics has valuable salvage. Chances are high the robots are still there.
Okay, so we're gonna help Ada out with her little problems. Unfortunately, I've lost a large chunk of my bonuses, but we'll deal with that as we go. And like that, I lost a whole lot of my bonuses because I should have a lot more carry weight than I do. Okay, I gotta dump some junk. I got plenty of aluminum. I'll just keep stuff with rubber if I can. Yeah, I still have way too much space. All right, I'll just be taking these until later. Anyways, with contraptions, I don't know what they could have done to make it good. Contraptions is kind of all over the place because you had gone. With contraptions, you have a lot of stuff that just doesn't entirely make sense. Though the weapon and ammo manufacturing is really cool. I really like it. I couldn't figure out a proper way of doing it other than maybe working with the Wilson Robotics plant. Or I forget what it's really called. I think that's what it's called. Ooh, that was a good one. Anyways, working with the robotics plant that was going to manufacture mines during the war, you maybe, for instance, they could have brought the gun runners from Fallout New Vegas into the mix. That could have been a good plot point that maybe they were trying to build in that area, expand, and they need you to collect materials. It would have explained the weapon manufacturing, armor, stuff like that. But with these DLCs, they just didn't bother to put that extra effort into it. The only one that they did was the Vault-Tec workshop. And I place Vault-Tec up there with Automatron, actually. Because it's not as good as Automatron, not by a long shot. But it does deliver on some pretty solid DLC. It gives you a story, it gives you a reason.
Who's there? Caravan or Raider?
Just me.
I'm here on my own.
Freelance, huh? Alright. Come on in, but no gunfire. Market's open. You can do as much trading as you like.
I really just wanted to find the location.
This area could withstand a sustained heavy assault.
Anyways, they could have... Vault-Tec, I felt, is up there with Automatron. Because Automatron gave you new means to go further in your game. It allowed you to be able to build... Whoa! I couldn't have done that. Something else happened there. I don't know what happened. Maybe there was a suicider. Let's see what we got. Yeah, we have a suicider here. Alright, I must have hit him by accident. A number of different things could have happened with the Vault-Tec. I'm glad that it has a story. I'm glad that it's a better, well-rounded DLC than what we got in previous 2 workshops. I don't even count it among the workshops. Matter of fact, while we're here, yeah, it's right here anyways. We'll be coming back here soon after. I gotta get my pistol. But I don't give the workshops too much crap as it is, because I work with the workshops. I like building. I think building is one of the more fun aspects of the game. So I can't completely put it down. Though I really wish they would have expanded it even further, given better reasons. Alright, let's see here. I'll put that next point into... Yeah, I'll put it into locksmith. I want to be able to pick every lock and unlock every door. Really, I take the long way, but I can't breathe underwater yet, and it takes forever. So, I think where that counts, it fails. Is the DLC altogether, are they not worth the cash? Well, it depends. If you like building with settlements, I think it's worth it. If you don't like building with settlements, I could see why you wouldn't want to get it. Should they have been a part of the season pass? Maybe not. Maybe they could have found a medium ground where you could buy it separately if you really like building, but like I said, I think it's just Bethesda experimenting with new ideas, and they didn't quite know where they wanted it to go. So that's all I really got to say on that. I'm not going to do a proper review until probably after a few weeks, because I don't quite know where Vault-Tec fits in properly yet. So to talk a bit about downtown, as you've seen in most of my videos, I rarely go into the downtown area. I don't count Diamond City as downtown because you kind of have a safe haven there. This is closer to downtown for me because there's really no safe place here. And the main reason why I avoid downtown is because, God, it's lagging terribly today. It might be because I'm in the power armor and I got the HUD. The main reason why I don't like going downtown is because enemies are plentiful and it's very unpredictable. You don't know what you're gonna run into each time. I mean, this is kind of a route that I've done so many times I can kind of predict what I'm gonna run into. But still, it's not a safe route. I'm getting bombarded left and right, and that's why I've mainly brought the power armor, because it can take a beating when it needs to. Plus, Automatron has hands down the hardest enemies out of everything. I mean, the DLC is just, it's brutal on early level players, and at level 60 I really do recommend being level 60, maybe even a little higher. And the area that we have to go to, stupid rat squishing. Okay, gotta switch back. Matter of fact, I think I'll use my spray and pray for this thing. The area that we're going to is in sort of the industrial district, and there's no safe place in that area. Okay, that's not a real enemy. The only real safe place is the castle. Oh wait, no, where is the castle? I'm sure I didn't pass it. Oh no, the castle's... yeah, the castle's... and even then the castle's not quite downtown, it's a little further out. But downtown, there's nothing safe in downtown whatsoever. It's a very dangerous place. That's why I tend to avoid it as much as possible. Alright, I think I can make that jump. I think I'll do some quick sniping.
Picking up something.
Yeah, of course you are. Okay, I know where you are. I can get you. Oh, I almost undershot that one. And I would hate to fall in the water. There's only a handful of ways you can get back up from here. I'm not gonna go that way. I know it's there. There's a whole raider camp waiting for me there. But altogether, I avoid downtown. I avoid this area because I don't know of any beds in this area. There might be one or two, but they're far and in between. The factory that we got to go into won't have one. Up there's some super mutants, so we'll try to avoid. If I can't, then I'll have to take them all out. And I'm pretty limited on my ammo right now. Okay. There's a suicider. Who are they fighting? They're fighting someone. Maybe it's... nah. Because I just now went into caution. Okay, it had to be the dog. Alright. Okay, it's just a good idea in general just to take these things out. Okay. Ada, you just threw me into a fight, and this is why I don't like dealing with these things. Now, I don't know if robots will leave you. I have no idea, and I almost want to find out, but... I may not be able to find her again, depending on where I put her. Alright, come here. Alright, that's the end of that. Alright, let's go. So downtown, this industrial district here, I try to avoid. I might go try and take the Citadel right now. I know you can access it before you do that side quest. I don't know how to do it. If I have to, I'll go back and do that Minutemen quest later. Right now I feel like just tackling Automatron, getting access to building robots. You get a pretty good supply of junk from the Mechanist lair as well. Now this place you really can't avoid combat. I'm not going to bother trying. The spray and pray is really good for this DLC because robots are pretty weak. Shit. Robots are weak to explosives. Except for those ones that decide to blow themselves up like that one did. Alright, I'm gonna have to take some stuff. Resolute high capacity gauze rifle. Time slows down. Oh. Ada, you're gonna have to be my mule horse here.
Hey,
What can I do for you?
You can carry my junk. Let me see. Yeah, I'll have you carry that rifle. I'm not packing anything else. Really. No, just carry that stuff. That's why I don't bring companions with this DLC that much, because companions, they nerfed how much they can really carry. I just want to check this robot up here. Really, I need some rubber. I need a lot of rubber, because since I'll be working with Vault technologies more on my settlements, rubber has just become a required item.
Perhaps I was mistaken.
Okay, we still got at least a couple more in the other rooms. Can't access that because I haven't done that side quest yet. I should be able to access this door. Remember, run it along the grooves. They're small to see, but if you run it along them, you'll unlock doors every time. I didn't realize how weak I was. Alright, let's take a refreshing beverage. Yeah, you could use energy weapons, or you can use energy weapons if you want, but nothing beats a good spray and pray. Ah, crap. Who's got the rad gun? See what I mean? They're unpredictable. I don't like fucking with these things. They tend to kill you. Yeah, I'm not even cracking a dent in that Robo Brain. That's stupid. There we go. Now that should be... that's not everybody. I wish you could scan the whole place. Alright. Nice. Oh, that's probably it. Alright, we should be good. Yep, we're good to go. Let's just see if we can find some extra ammo. Pulse grenades. You know what? I'll take that. That could come in handy later. Alright, we gotta find Ada.